Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. It's a very, very special episode. It's an episode that Musi and me have been talking about for 4 years now, I think. But but we will be talking about Virat Kohli stepping down as T20 captain. Musti and me are here to discuss what would have gone on, what the idea was behind it, and there's probably a few things that we have to talk about. Musti, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. To be honest with you, I woke up and I woke up a bit early today. So I woke up before the news and then just having my breakfast and stuff. And then suddenly I saw you refresh on Instagram, right? This is how word works now. It's not about news channels or anything. It's just refreshing my Instagram and I see this post. I'm like, wait 1 second. And I just kept looking and then people started sending it to me. Then I'm like, oh, it's gone down. It's a big, big, massive story. Honestly, there's different ways to look at it, different things to look at it. I'll give you my theory, which I mean, people have it's still other people have that theory as well, but it's not the most popular one. But yeah, I'm very, very surprised that this happened. Actually, the timing of it—that's what I'm surprised about.
For me, honestly, I think the timing of it is perfect. In my personal opinion, I think that the timing of it cannot. So, for as a Virat, if I was Virat Kohli, this is the time I would want to announce it. I think it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. It's not for the team. It's for the Virat Kohli brand. For the Virat Kohli brand, it's a perfect time to do it. But for the Indian cricket team, I don't know how I feel about that. But as a brand, Virat Kohli, I think this is perfect because if he wins now, he's like selfless winner, right? And if he loses, it's like he's giving up the captaincy anyway. So it's like the pressure is off him now. So he can go out there and try to perform and do his thing, and it gives a strong image on his brand. Uh, he's been struggling with the IPL. He has a good chance in the IPL this time. So if he wins it there, he can prove to the world that he's doing it for the sake of Indian cricket as well. So there's in terms of the timing, I think this is just absolutely perfect for him personally. But for the Indian cricket team, I feel like going into such a big tournament at this time with that not necessarily uncertainty, but we don't know who's going to take over, and obviously they won't announce anyone taking over until after. And this has been with the way the team was announced as well. I felt like it was very, very a team was like created only for the World Cup. So there are people that might not play next year's World Cup. The likes of let's say Ravichandran Ashwin, for example. He's probably not going to play next year's World Cup. If Bhuvi doesn't perform, he might not be in the next year's reckoning. So the way it's set up, it's just a little odd for Indian cricket. But we'll see how it goes.
I
What are
honestly
your
don't
thoughts?
feel. I honestly feel it wasn't his full decision. He was forced into this because the statement coming out from the BCCI. I think it was from Jay Shah saying that it took this was 6 months of discussion and everything like that. I honestly feel that he wanted to carry on, like he wanted to be all formats captain, but he was kind of forced into this, and. I think he made the decision. Like at the end, it was his decision, but indirectly forced. I'll tell you how. I think that MS Dhoni being appointed as mentor triggered Virat Kohli. Not because he has anything against with MS Dhoni. I think it triggered himself saying that he started questioning his captaincy. That's where I think everything twisted. Because suppose, me and you, I mean, you took over from me, right? And then suddenly they bring me back to tell you, listen, like you're still in charge, but this guy's here to, your Xbox boss or whatever is here to do this, like you're gonna say like, what am I doing something wrong? So I think that triggered Virat Kohli, to be very honest with you. Whether it was forced directly or indirectly, it wasn't his decision on his own. I don't think right now, what is he, 33, turning 33, I don't think he would have decided to step down, especially um, after the World Cup. It makes sense. If you lose and everything, you have the pressure, it makes sense. Before the World Cup, it doesn't make sense. I think the fact that MS Dhoni was brought in as a mentor, it shows that why is he brought in, right? I'm captain, I'm leading the team, this is my team. Why is an ex-captain? That means I'm doing something wrong. So I think he questioned his own captaincy. And I'm not saying that he has any problem with MS Dhoni. I don't think he has any problem with them. But the fact that he's back, I think that questioned his own captaincy.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, if you that is one. I mean, we as fans and as analysts sitting on the outside, the most extreme outside of the box, will have a lot of ways to look at things, and this is a
Hmm.
very I honestly didn't think of it like that. It's a unique way, but it could be the case. It could be something that triggered his decision making as well. But I completely agree with you. I think that there is surely some pressure. He hasn't won anything in the recent past. He hasn't won the IPL, and you have the most successful franchise captain sitting right next to him, making all these decisions, making all these. And he's won 5 IPLs, man. Rohit Sharma has won 5 IPLs. and all under his captaincy. And one is player and four is captain. So he's been doing something right. There's no doubt about it. Rohit Sharma. You also see a little bit of calm when things don't go right. You see a little bit more calm in Rohit Sharma. We've talked
But
about all
then,
this
but
stuff.
then you make him captain now. You don't make him captain in 1 year. When is the next World Cup?
Next year.
In 13 months.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma is going to be 35 plus.
Yeah.
What's the point then? Keeping him as captain. How many years is going to be T20 captain? Like probably 2 months. I don't see many T20 games. I don't think there's going to be many T20 games from this World Cup to the next. And whether even if there is like one major tournament, is that enough? Do you groom someone in the future? Do you look at a KL Rahul? Do you look at a Rishabh Pant? Because I honestly feel that Rohit Sharma can take over this team tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. He's proven himself. Of course, he can also lose games. It's not like Virat Kohli. I criticized his captaincy, but he's done a lot as well, right?
Absolutely.
There's been a consistency there. Whether you say that's with you say okay, that's because of the team. But then if he loses, you say it's because of the captain. It's a balance, right? It's him and the team. He makes mistakes and the team makes mistakes. When they do well, he does well, the team does well as well. So it's a balance. It's not just the captaincy. So he's done well. But Rohit Sharma, if he goes at the age of 35, will he be even probable in the team? Right? It's a valid question. Yeah, Rohit Sharma is massive, brilliant opener, everything, but he's going to be 35 years old. And T20 cricket, we know, he's doing Test cricket now as well. Rohit Sharma is focusing on Test cricket this late in his career. Can he handle all three formats? We've seen what captaincy has done to Virat Kohli. Like he has to take breaks. Can Rohit Sharma handle it?
It's a very good point. I mean, this is something that I also thought about. Is it something that they might just go KL Rahul or Rishabh Pant direction with two
I
big
would have made
boys?
him. If you're making this decision, you make it for 6 months ago when you started the discussion, and you make Rohit Sharma captain for this World Cup. That's what you should have done if you wanted a changeover.
Yeah, I think that's also definitely one way of looking at it. But in my personal opinion, if I was the think tank to make the next decision of who the captain would be, as much as I love Rohit to be there, as much as Rohit should deserve the captaincy, I wouldn't be surprised if they have Rohit till the next World Cup. But in terms of just having the two big boys of Indian cricket in Virat and Rohit to kind of just nurture someone like a Rishabh Pant or a KL Rahul, whoever they decide, there's Shreyas Iyer in the rank as well. All these three are franchise cricket captains, right? So they're team captains. So these are probably the three probables that will take that spot. Pant is probably the one that is a sure shot starter. KL Rahul is almost there. Shreyas Iyer with his injury is kind of taken a little bit backseat. I just heard news that Pant, even though Iyer is back, Pant is still going to remain the captain of Delhi Capitals, which is a surprising move. Yeah, it just came in. So that's an interesting piece of news as well. So there are these things. But I would like to see that these two big boys in Rohit and Virat really nurture a new captain and have a long-term Indian captain for T20 cricket for the next 5 to 7 years. And someone like a Pant or KL Rahul fits that bill perfectly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. That's another way to look at it because I honestly feel we don't know what's going to happen in 1 year's time, right? Present, you ask me who's the replacement, I tell you Rohit Sharma. No doubt. I close my eyes. I tell you 5 IPL trophies. He's won the Asia Cup. He's won the Nidaj Trophy. Yeah, he has credentials with India as well. So I have no doubt. But 1 year's time, I don't know what Rohit Sharma will be present. What kind of fitness will he be in? What form will he be in? We don't know, right? So that's the only thing I'm concerned about. That's why I feel this decision. The timing was absolutely weird. I honestly feel it's absolutely weird. Like 1 month just before the World Cup, you're saying you're going to step down after the World Cup. It doesn't make sense. Like if you want to do it straight after you're done, whether it's a loss or win. You go out with it. You tell your team, this is my last World Cup. Keep it behind closed doors, and that's it. You go for it. Last World Cup as captain. That's what I thought should have been done.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one way of looking at it for sure. Like I said again, I think for the brand Virat, I think he was like, okay, you guys are putting pressure on me, but for my own personal thing, I want to do it this way, and I think they agreed to it. So there's obviously, like I said again, we were in the back on the outside looking in and making these kind of analysis. We don't really know what has happened in the inside, in the interiors amongst the likes of Saurav Ganguly, Jay Shah, Virat, Rohit, Ravi Bhai, Dhoni. Amongst them, what the discussions were, we really don't know.
And look at it this way as well, right? If India win the T20 World Cup, I honestly feel that India can win it, right?
Yeah.
They go into every tournament, they can win it. They do have the team. But if they do win it this time, what are you going to say? You're going to say it's because of MS Dhoni?
Well,
There's a
Yeah,
lot of people who
there's
are going to say that. There's a lot of people who are
100%,
going to say MS Dhoni. So
100%.
that I think that is the biggest trigger, to be honest with you, because with Rohit Sharma, they've mended their differences. Even if we don't know exactly what happened between them, but there was something there. They've mended the differences. I think him, Rohit Sharma, going in captain as vice captain, going into this World Cup is confident. I don't think he would have made the decision. I think it's because Dhoni is there. He's made that decision. It's a bit of everything, but I think that's what it is. Because you're going to say a guy who's not even playing has won you the World Cup. It's gonna happen whether or not, whether you like it or not. That talk will come out.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And we know that Virat Kohli they haven't let Rahul Dravid come in, they haven't let Zahir Khan come in, they haven't let him and Ravi Shastri have blocked everybody.
Anil Kumble before.
Anil Kumble, yeah. So we know, this is their team, right? So the fact that this has happened, that's why I think that's the thing. I honestly feel that, yeah, Rohit Sharma is the perfect captain. I would have liked to see him in this T20 World Cup. But regardless, I feel like, they're both going to play a key role going into the World Cup. Rohit Sharma will be in the inner circle when Virat Kohli is fielding out. So there will be a communication. And the fact that they're in good terms, I think, that's the good part. I think that's the positive part. All this stuff, I don't know, it just adds to the more confusion and everything. But let's see how it goes.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. The one thing that I want to talk about before we call it a day is that now we know that Virat's not going to be captain. We also know that Ravi Bhai's contract is ending, and there's a lot of news about it not being renewed or whatever. There's a lot of discussion. So these are the two guys who've been really strong over the past few years, and like you said, blocked everyone in, and suddenly these two big talismans are completely gone. Does that create turmoil in the Indian camp?
I don't know. It's very interesting because if Kohli is still in the team, there's a possibility because there might be camp split because when the ex-captain is playing, MS Dhoni I think handled it well, but there's always, even at that time, there was a possibility, right? But it all depends on how Rohit Sharma, if he's the captain, how he handles it, how he gets the guys together. If he makes sure that Virat Kohli is still a senior player and he's allowed to have his say, then I don't think it's a problem. But if Rohit Sharma takes total control, then there will be issues.
And do you think Dhoni takes over from Ravi Bhai as a full-time coach?
I don't know. I think I honestly thought it would be Rahul Dravid.
Rahul Dravid, president of NCA. He can't take two spots. That's already been decided. Saurav Ganguly announced it.
The only problem with that again is that Dhoni does not have coaching badges, right? So then again you have that Kumble situation. So I don't know. That's a possibility. Yes, Rohit Sharma and Dhoni get along, so it could be a possibility. But yeah, this can only be. It can go either way. I feel. Dhoni can be coach, or Ravi Shastri is gone. If Virat Kohli is gone, Ravi Shastri is gone. I'm sorry to say that. That, in my opinion, I think he was there because of Virat Kohli. Of course, he did well when Kohli left for the birth of his baby. He did well in Australia, but yeah, I don't see him lasting, especially after everything's happened. And I think that Virat Kohli's stronghold over that BCCI and everything that's coming to a close. I don't think he'll have as much influence now as he did before. But one thing I just would like to say, he mentioned that, I was just reading his thing. He mentioned that, was it that he wanted to, he had too many things going on and everything, right? 3 formats and everything. My question is, why didn't you leave the RCB captaincy first instead of leaving the Indian captaincy?
In my opinion, that would have made a lot more sense for him, right? He gets 2 months off.
That's what I'm telling you. There's something else to it. It's not just Virat Kohli's decision. I think he has a stronger hold in RCB, and he can easily say that there's nobody available. But I don't think that's the fact. I just feel that, yeah.
But because in RCB, who is the replacement in RCB?
Who's his replacement? You can put AB de Villiers, you can put Glenn Maxwell, you can put whoever you want. If he wants a break, why not put anybody as captain? Give anybody a chance. They got Shreyas Iyer as captain Delhi, man. He took them to the final. Did you ever think Shreyas Iyer will be captain? I never thought. He never looked like a captain to me. They put anybody as captain. It doesn't really matter. In franchise cricket, I mean, of course, it does matter, but groom someone. You can take that risk in franchise cricket. You're going to drop the captaincy? No, because if you want a serious break, if you really is getting to you, then let go of the IPL captaincy first, I think, and then slowly see. I understand the Indian job is much longer, much more hectic, but at least you get those 2 months off.
Yeah. And also I would have seen if he's thinking why only T20 captaincy. He should have left white ball altogether. T20 and World Cup, just T20 and ODI, just focus on Test cricket.
So the sources are saying, like from PTI, that's where like all these journalists are getting the source. I think their source from. Times of India broke the news initially like 2-3 days ago that this is happening, and it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
But the sources are telling PTI from within the BCCI camp. This is unfortunately how it works. That Virat Kohli, like he actually probably wanted to stay as white ball captain, but also if he does not win the T20 World Cup, it's not up to him. He might not even. They might take off the ODI captaincy from him. It won't be in his hands.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, so slowly, I think that power that he had and stuff, slowly it's coming to a close. But he's still, I think as a batsman, he can still contribute. As a former captain, he can still contribute. His passion is needed in the field. I only had a problem with his decision making, like as captain. I want to see the passion. I want to see the aggression. I want to see the crowd pumped. I want to see the opposition getting sledged. So I still want to see more years of him. And I think letting go of the captaincy will give that. And I honestly feel that Rohit Sharma has, like right now, he has a better resume as captain.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Virat just decides that leave all captaincy aside, let me focus on my batting, and I have 2-3 good years left in me till I'm 36, 37. Enjoy batting for the last 2-3 years in the prime of his in the
I would
in
love
the
that. Yeah.
fag end of his career, and just go off on a high. That would be a nice way to call it a day too. I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Cricket is one of the sports that captaincy's involvement is extreme. No, football, there's barely any involvement for the captaincy, right? You think about it, there's nothing much. Basketball, there's nothing much that the captain needs to do except for go out for the toss. But in cricket, there's a lot of strategy involved in everything. So even on field, you have to have that gut. For football and cricket, for football and stuff like that, it's not really too much that you have to change on field. Virat Kohli would have been a great football captain because all you need is passion and stir your boys up and stuff like that, and that he can do. But in strategy and in terms of decision making and the crunch situations, that's where he's faltered.
Yeah, the thing is, we knew this in 2000. I mean, we knew it a long time ago, but a lot of people knew this even after the 2019 World Cup, right? And then the World Test Championship. But you kept backing. Now, after he's all, again, they didn't win the series, but they're winning a series abroad. Now he decides. So yeah, I just felt that like this could have been made much earlier, the decision, and the preparation would have been better because then he would also. Not play with that mindset. Rohit Sharma will also not play with that mindset because now Rohit Sharma, like he knows that he's front in line, but he still has to be vice captain in this thing. He cannot take calls right now. So how is that relationship going to work? I just hope it doesn't complicate things.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in less than 30 days, no?
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you for
Looking
having
forward
me.
to it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss a lot of IPL in the coming days, but yeah, this was an interesting topic, so thanks for coming on.
As always, man, as always.
All right, take care.
Take care.